And on that note, welcome to another edition of the Darrell Dukes Podcast. I am your host, Darrell Dukes. This past week was International Women's Day, basically celebrating all rights as a woman, where we came from as a country back in 1920 till now. Now, some women decide to celebrate the day by not either going to work and or school, and basically they wanted to feel empowered and say, yes, women's rule, our rights matter, no matter what the current president of the United States says or grabbing something by somewhere. So that's that. But a quick little history on International Women's Day. It was first held in February 28, 1909. It was organized by the Socialist Party of America. And it was declared in the Soviet Union a national holiday back in 1917. And note, fast forward to present time, MTV celebrated International Women's Day by flipping the M in MTV upside down so it looked like WTV. And the lady that runs their social media page basically was striking, and MTV knew about it, so they all struck with her in solidarity. And that basically proves that a network just like MTV would be in solidarity with something like this that's been going on for centuries, a little over a century. Or as a matter of fact, close to 2 centuries, if I'm not mistaken. So I applaud MTV for that justice. Next thing we're going to get to on our little show here. I don't know if I talked about this on the last podcast or not, but players only. If you've been watching TNT coverage on Mondays for the last week or two or so, you notice that they basically have former NBA players or current NBA players, Chris Bosh, anchor hosting and giving analysis on both the pre-game show and inside the NBA. Now note, if it ain't old, don't fix it. Or if it ain't broke, don't try to reinvent it into something else because it's going to make it look like crap. I strongly dislike the whole players-only broadcast. One, if you're going to have somebody anchor a studio show, for the love of goodness, have somebody that is good that can do it. Ernie Johnson has been working for Turner Sports for close to 40 years already. I'd rather had him do the players only broadcast as the only credible guy that knows how to anchor or host a studio show. Second, don't have former NBA players doing play-by-play. It sucks. I want play-by-play by people who actually know how to do it for years. Like a Jim Nance or something, or Vern Lundquist. Not some player that, most likely is Hall of Fame bound doing play-by-play because it won't feel the same. It totally sucks and it ruins the purpose of the game. And please don't let me get started on how they run inside the NBA, the post-game show. That show is good with Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, and Chuck. That show is theirs and theirs alone. You replace with 4 other stooges who basically turned Inside the NBA to a ghetto version of Inside the NBA. I can't even watch it. It's right on the same level as SC6, which is their Sports Center's 6 o'clock hour, which I believe that's the worst thing in media going today. Those 2 things, I know they're trying to reinvent, I know they're trying to get viewers, but honest to bleeping God, that sucks. Both of them suck. Both of those creativity things sucks, and they shouldn't have messed with it whatsoever. So on that part, I'm just going to leave that alone. Let me take a breath here. Okay, now a few episodes ago, we talked about Bernardo Sorio. He was a former teacher of mine when I was a student at Coral Reef Sierra High School, and he recently got caught doing sex acts with a then 15-year-old, now 17-year-old, and this is what we just found out within the past few minutes, prior to taping. His hearing date is scheduled for April 27th at 9:45 in the morning. His bond was set to $15,000, and he also has hired a private attorney to represent him in this horrible case. Like I said, his bond was $15,000, and he is basically going to get charged some way, somehow with a felony. And again, I'm just pushing boundaries here. He might be asked to be put on the sex offenders list for this. And again, that's just my personal opinion. I don't know. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so I cannot fully elaborate on this just yet. So that's that. Now, Markeith Lloyd. Changing topics here. Markeith Lloyd, may God help him now, because he is going, one way or another, he's going to jail for life. All the charges that he put on, that they're going to charge him with, and all the charges that they're going to charge him with, he's not getting out of jail for nothing. Let's just give you a rundown of some of the charges. There's 5 charges on him. The first 2 involves law enforcement. First-degree murder with a firearm on the law enforcement, and attempted first-degree murder with a firearm on another law enforcement. One of them is a capital offense. The other one is basically life. The third charge, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which that is a felony. Carjacking with a firearm, which is punishable by life for first degree. And possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which is a second-degree felony, which basically, in Cliff Notes, the guy's not getting out of jail not no time soon, and we'll keep you up to date on Mr. Markeith Lloyd and how he curses out people for no reason whatsoever. So we'll keep your the eye on that. And some announcements. We intend, News Now Nation intends to go back to the Orlando Toy Comic Con later on this year. We are planning to go to the Infinity Toy and Comic Con, even though News Now Nation was supposed to be down there a few weeks ago, but due to something beyond my control, I was unable to be there. So one way or another, for the next Infinity Toy and Comic Con, we will be there taking pictures, getting interviews, and bringing you the best Comic Con around in the Comic Con and affordable toy and Comic Con that we can do. That's that. Also, we have a couple other projects we are working on, so we will let you know that in the coming days. But until then, friends, this has been the Darrell Dukes Podcast. I am your host, Darrell Dukes. And until we meet again, friends, stay gold.